Welcome to the introduction of our embroidery quoting application. The video will demonstrate using the app as an add-on to the Embird Design Studio software. Once your design is completed within Embird, you simply right-click on your design name, you go to the input-output operations and send it to the third-party application entered into the Embird options menu. The Embroidery Quote Assistant program will open up. You can select your client from your client database. The quote date will be the date that the program has started. Your date required is by default 7 days, but if it's going to take you longer, you can change it at this particular point. Your items to be embroidered, we're going to be doing two designs, one on per t-shirt, and we will be using one sample run. The embroidery thread type that we'll use will be colorful polyester. The bobbin thread will be a brother bobbin thread. The machine time takes approximately 11 minutes to do this particular design on the embroidery machine. We're going to be charging for digitizing costs. We're not going to put any special instructions in this stage, and we'll be using a tear-away and a wash-away stabilizer. The setup price, you can set up a default setup price for your jobs, or you can remove it. It's entirely up to you. The cost price for your job will be $12.12. The quotation price for this job at this point in time will be $44.51. So we can save the quote, and we can now print this quote. We're not going to be using the default output. We want to send it to a PDF. Select the PDF and let's print it. We'll call it sample. We'll save it. If we have a look at the sample quote that we've created, you will see that all the information that is required on the quote is there. Your information is there. Your client information is there. The date, completion date, the quote number, the design name, and your itemized billing instructions. You'll have your one-time setup charge, your digitizing costs, your machine time costs, your stabilizer costs, all your thread quotes, thread prices, and the total for this particular quote will be $44.25. And that's the quote that you will be emailing or printing out for your client. We can change these settings or these quotes on the fly. You can now say, for instance, we want to change our labor pricing. We can change our hourly rate to $20 an hour. The setup charge will change to 5. The digitizing rate, we're going to change it to 0.001 of a cent. The profit margin will leave it 100%. And we are going to give it some special instructions this time. We're going to say, place the design 10 centimeters down from point B, point A should I say, and ten centimeters to the right of point B. And update the quote, save it, and let's go see what this quote looks like. We are going to be using a default as a PDF. We'll just call it revised. And if we have a look at this particular quote now, there's your new quote. Your one-time setup charge has changed. Your digitizing costs have now gone up a little bit to a little bit more reasonable pricing for you. your machine time, $22, stabilizers, your bobbin thread, and your embroidery thread. And because you're putting in special instructions, a t-shirt is brought up on the quote, and that's where you can specify 10 centimeters down from A and 10 centimeters to the right of B is where it will be placed, and the customer can sign it off. I just want to take you through a couple of points on this particular design. Your setup that you set up on your application, those prices were just retrieved from your hourly rate in your setup. We're digitizing the rate on the setup, the one-time setup charges. These are the default charges that will appear on every quote that you use to make your quotes consistent. Thank you very much for watching.